Another one. Another one.
So, we've made it back to the dyno. Huh? So here we are. Attempt 188. We need one of those things that's like for the, what is that called? The little boards that come down. Like when you're, like the insert clip here.
Oh, yeah, like the director's board or whatever.
There we go. I'll cut all that talking about. Yeah, we'll do the little director's board here.
Yeah.
But, this is take 180 million. We're attempting to make all the horsepower in the world, all of it, and then some. World record shit, not really. We're just trying to keep it alive. So, we have some new stuff today. Some stuff that you have not got to see yet. We got a new BTR intake. Thank you, Brian Tooley. They sent us this and said, get that old junk off your truck. We want you to make power. So we're going to do that today. Brandon Carter, we got a hold of him and he was able to get us a brand new set of Build Atomizer 550s. So we got those on the truck. And he was able to get those to us in a matter of, what, 3 days?
Yeah.
Something like that. It was like 3 days. So thank you, Brandon Carter, if you see this. Of course, you know where we're at. It's getting a little hot in here. I don't know what the temp is, but it's hot to me. The last time we dynoed this truck, I would say the air was probably close to the same when we was at Stevens.
Probably. Yeah, I'd say it's close.
Well, we dynoed after that, but the last video they've seen, I believe, was probably at Stevens. Yeah, with any real power. So we made, with the old intake, the old injectors, a plethora, if you want to call it that, of issues. We made 1,033 on 18 pounds with issues. Not saying we won't have issues today, but we have stuff to try to correct that. This new intake that Brian Tooley sent us should, in theory, fix all the distribution issues that I had with that old Holly intake. We had some runners that were just way hot, some that were way cold. We were maxing injectors out in certain holes, and some of them we were at 80%. So the objective is to have every hole making the same amount of power. Now, it's never going to happen that way, but you can do better. Like this intake will do better. We know that. We're going to prove that today. So hopefully, pound for pound, if we can get certain cylinders to make a little more power and the other ones to chill out a little bit, not be so violent, it'll be easier on the motor. Hopefully we can keep the rods in it. Hopefully we can keep the heads on it. Hopefully we can keep the water and gaskets in place. That would be sweet to drive this thing out here with a smile on my face. I know everybody wants to see a giant number on the screen, including me, but really, honestly, I have made so many changes. I don't really care what it makes today. I want it to live. That way I can go test, because I've done a lot more changes. I'm gonna go to the back and show you another change I made, and then we'll go from there. Okay, so it's hard to see through all the straps, but I got a new 10 Soldiers anti-roll bar that I have yet to be able to adjust and set up, so I have to get testing. I've got a lot of work to do. If I want this thing to go straight, if it tries to wheelie, I gotta have that right. Jason Terrell, he seen the pitiful thing I had under it before and was like, bro, that ain't gonna work. So he hooked me up. We also made a big gear change. When I say big, I mean big. I've always ran a 355 gear in this truck. Everybody knows it. I've told that. For reasons, we've used the 355 gear as a crutch, if you want to call it a crutch. But it also hurt us. We were always fighting converter issues on the big end. We were always struggling with stuff like that. Didn't matter how much power I put out if it was never reaching the ground. So that should, in theory, help us there on the converter slippage with the new gear. There's so many more changes we've done. The truck has an R5 on it now. We're completely untuned, basically. We're starting from scratch with chassis, intake, injectors, and I mean, like, we're starting from scratch. So if you see me at a race, I may be a little duck, you know, but we're going to get testing, because we don't like being a duck anywhere we go. We don't come to show up and sell t-shirts. We don't sell enough of that to make a dent we've got to try to win. Testing is where that's going to happen, but we can't get to testing until Brad makes power. So without further ado, we're going to let him do what he does, do Brad things. He spent 3 hours last night remote tuning to get this thing where I can even start it on these injectors to get going. Thank you. He didn't have to do that. He was playing with his kids in the background while doing this. So it's tough life when you're a dad and a tuner and race team manager, if you want to call it that. So yeah, we've got a lot of work to do before we can make any power. The first couple pulls, we have to go to gate. I hate that. I just want to start off at 25 pounds. We have got to start at gate.
No way around it.
Which should be 3 or 4 pounds, maybe 5. Maybe 5 pounds. We don't know how the intake's going to act with that, so we'll figure that out. I'm not going to bore you with a whole lot of the playing around. The first video you guys are going to get to actually see will be a power pull on gate. So, chop. So he is, I mean, we're questioning ourselves on some stuff here, but that was 4 pounds. Obviously we just kind of killed it early. He didn't really care about singing it up through there. We're going to try to go to 8 pounds. So he's going to guess at the duty cycle to see exactly what it'll do to make about 8. It may be 9, it may be 6, it may be 5. We'll figure it out. I've got some stuff to fix. I've got a first off, a leaky oil pan where the fitting's welded in. That fitting there, right around the top of it, it's a cheap one. It's leaking as well. I do have some stuff to fix before I can actually take it to a track. Other than that, the plugs looked good. Which ones we pulled. So let's get into that next pull and see what we come up with. So we just pulled the data up and it went to 11 pounds, 6, and then 10.
Yep.
But was a 3 what on the AFR? 360.
Like a 360.
So 360. We heard it kind of chugging through the fuel. You know, we're still tuning the fuel. Obviously the boost controller is acting completely different now. Now that the motor's happy, things change. You know, we got the new intake, the new injectors, the new gear.
Yeah.
A new ECU. Everything on this truck is new. So this isn't what it will make at 10 pounds. That's what it done just now.
Yeah.
So 11, yeah. So 11, 6, 10 kind of fell over. He went ahead and chipped it off early because he felt the fuel. Once we get this cleaned up, I mean, obviously it'll be flat again. All Brad's tuning, usually if the boost controller is acting great, it'll be flat. He doesn't like to see the hero passes on the dyno. If it can't make power from here to here, we don't want it, because if I have to pedal it in the middle of the run and get out of it and get back in it, if you don't have anything here, you've lost the race. That is where this truck shines, is being able to drive the truck, pedal the truck, get back in it, and run somebody down if need be. We don't like to be in that position because it's very hard to do. But eventually, when we get this truck to make the power we want and the boost controller to act happy, you know, this will be flat, and hopefully way up here. That's where we want to see it. More than double what it's making now. So we're going to let him do what he's doing. Jared's going to go get some pizza right quick, and or whatever else he ordered, and we'll get right back at it. I asked him what we're making per pound of boost right now because we wanted to know. Obviously, this isn't clean, but he went down here to 6,000 RPM where it was making a clean part of the run with the air fuel. So right now we're making 198 horsepower more, or 198 horsepower more, and it was 11 pounds to 4.5.
Yeah, if the first round was 4.5 pounds, at 6,000, it was 11. So 6.5 pounds.
Yeah, 6.5. So it was 198
divided by 6.5.
Yeah. So currently we're picking up 30.5 horsepower per pound of boost, and that's with it still fat, like way fat. We went from 420 to 4.0 and lost 100 horsepower before. We went down to a 390 and lost another 100 horsepower before. Yeah. We know that at 360, this thing is nowhere near where it needs to be. So at single digits to 10 to 12 pounds of boost, this thing could possibly pick up 50 horsepower per pound of boost once the fueling's cleaned.
Maybe.
I mean, it's going to be way better than that.
30, I don't know. 30's a lot.
Yeah, 30 is a lot. But like, we know how fat that was. It's a lot. So we're going to clean this up. Are you going to try to make it just flat? We're not trying to make more boost on the next four, right?
Right, yeah, I'm just trying to make the boost flat. It may even lose a little power because I'm trying to make it 8 pounds flat.
Yeah, we're trying to make 8 pounds still.
Be really, really tight.
Yeah, that way we can control the truck.
If we change the intake and it completely changed the way it behaves.
Yeah. So he's going to work on that. We're going to grab something to eat right quick, and then we'll get right at it. Another one up and over the parachute mountain. Good? Good. So that was 13 pounds of boost. I can tell with my eyes that it's still on the fat side. We're still pulling fuel out of this paper. He's trying to figure out the difference, what it's making per pound. Because see if we're still linear or if we're like in efficiency zone, you know, where we're at. So showing like 24 and a half pounds, or horsepower per pound right now.
Yeah, between 8 and 13.
Between 8 and 13 pounds.
It's got it about 24 and a half.
Yeah, 24 and a half, 25 pounds, or 25 horsepower per pound.
Right.
So that's not bad. AFR was still, I feel like I haven't seen, but I feel like it's on the fat side.
Shows being 360s somewhere.
Still 360s, which
From 6,000 up.
from 6,000 on, I can hear it in the truck, kind of get up there and labor a little bit. It's just something I'm used to hearing. I can tell it when it's not exactly where it wants to be. And the numbers are also showing it. You know, we're still cleaning this up. The problem I'm having, and we knew it going into this is a 5.3. A 5.3, no joke. And we've got a 550 pound an hour injector. For reference, on gasoline, this 5.3 should be able to idle and operate with a 24 pound injector.
24, 25, something.
Factory's 24, 25 pounds, and we have a 550 pound injector per hole. So we have a massive amount of fuel that is capable to go into these cylinders. Not me, but he is having a fit, because he likes everything to be perfect and clean and just as pretty, and you know, like a Corolla, you go out there and hit the key and it's going to idle, and I don't care. I just want to make a lot of power. I just want to go out there and bomb it down the track. And Mr. Drivability over here isn't so much about that. He would rather spend triple the time to make it perfect as he can, where I'm over here like, put it on 40 pounds, put it on 30, you know. And we're just barely creeping up in the RPM, barely creeping up in the boost, making sure that it's making the target that he's trying to make. I know that he knows that I'm wanting to see more power, more boost, more RPM, but that's not his style. His style is drivability. He's going to be able to hit this button, fire it up, and just cruise it down the highway if I want to on methanol. I ain't going to say that he hates me, but he really dislikes me at this moment in time. So, yeah, he's still cleaning up the map. We're going to let this thing cool down for a few minutes. Are we going to go, what are we going to do now?
We're on 13. We'll probably go on up to 18.
5 more pounds.
Yeah.
Okay.
Put 5 in it. It should make another 150.
Ish. So we'll go on up to, we'll try to shoot for 18. You know, might be plus or minus. It's a crapshoot. You know, making it right. But if we can hit 18, that'd be great. And we'll watch the fuel, see what it does there. If we need to pull more out, see if it's linear. We'll probably have to pull more fuel out of it if it's still trending the way it's been. But we're going to let it cool down for a few minutes. He's going to work on that. And wish us luck, because so far, so good. We've only had a few little minor issues with plug wires and stuff, so fingers crossed. So we're going to stop here. That number is not correct. Our EGTs are not reading at all. I don't know if it's the sensors I've got, which I've got some cheap sensors if they're what it is, or the box or something. So they have failed, so we have no way to monitor that. So we don't want to keep trying to you know, move up and up and up in power and leaning this thing out to where it's happy. We don't want to trust a wideband reading. We've hurt this motor 100,000 times by me being stupid. Him over here in the background telling me, don't do that. Your EGTs are showing that it's burning down. And I heard it anyways, because it's me. So tonight, he's tired, I'm tired, Jared's tired. We got a 2-hour drive home. We all have to work in the morning. Plus, we got to get all this stuff loaded back up so we can get home. So with that being said, we're going to leave this thing where it's at, unfinished for now. We're going to get some new EGTs on here. There's a new EGT 8 box. Is that what it is? EGT 8?
You can show them on that.
Yeah, walk over, we'll show you. So they have a TCA 8. This is the box that we're going to put on the truck, as well as all the new sensors, because what I have isn't that great. Come over here and I'll show you what I have currently. We actually have one pulled down, so it'd be easy to see. This is one of them, TC4, and the other one's under there. And these sensors are from Amazon. We don't know if the Amazon sensors don't read well with the Haltech stuff. Regardless, we're going to pull all that out and put all new in. That way we don't keep running into this stupid issue. I've changed.
Because those were used.
Yeah,
boxes.
these were used.
Those
These were not new. These were not new.
Those were used boxes, and they could have had an issue.
We don't know nothing about them. Regardless, we're going to pull those out, all the sensors out, put new bungs in it, and then when we come back, we're going to try to make big power. Big power because we will be able to monitor what the truck's doing. Right now, we can't do that. It's getting cold. Rain's coming in. We got a long drive. We're out.
We out.
We out.